Installing Starlights in the 2025 GR86. To take the headliner out, we're going to need to take the mirrors out as well as the center lamp. And the mirror you don't have to worry about. Everything else is pretty much just clips with the columns. And with the back, those are just pins that can take out with the pry tool. So pretty straightforward. Let's get into it. For the mirrors, all you have to use is a Phillips screwdriver to take those screws out. For this one, it's going to be a little more challenging. You're going to want to use some pry tools, stick it in like that, and then take a second one and kind of just wedge it in there. This one's probably one of the most difficult pieces for some reason in the headliner, so just be careful, take your time with it. And I'm just going to focus on that so I can use both hands. And there we got it popped out. For this piece, just pry it off there. Pretty easy. And then you'll notice these two hex bolts. They are 8mm, and you will need an extension or just a long socket like that to take them off. Everything up here is just held by clips, so just pop it off and you're good to go. Just unplug that and also that connection back there. Now for the columns, you should be able to just pull them out like that. And with these little blue tabs, you gotta rotate them 90 degrees in order to pull them out like that, and you're good to go. And then just unplug that connection way down there, and then the column will be fully out, and also that 90-degree pin right there too. So once you have the columns, the mirrors, the lights in the center there all taken care of, then you can start moving to the back pillars. With the pry tool, you should be able to get those out. And then with these, you're gonna need to use some like the pop clips for your wheel wells to get around that, and essentially just grasp the sides and then pull it like that. So those are the most annoying clips, and you will struggle for a little bit, but it will come out. For the back columns, those are just clips. Don't worry about the orange tabs. You can just leave those in. Since it's really only hugging the lip, you can easily just take that part out and just unwedge it from that piece. And for the seatbelt columns, I don't want to take those out, so I'm just gonna use my pry tool. And as you can see, it's only hanging on by the lip there, so you can just pry yourself around. Once you pop the liner out of there, then you can start working on getting the last few clips. You just have to pop that one out, that one out, that one down there, and then that is where you need to unplug the wiring, and that should be it for the front. I'm just using a pop clip tool to wiggle this around, and then it should just come out like that. There you go. All it is just like a pin. The best way to get these clips out is just to pull the top first. If you pull the top out first, it'll come out so much easier. If you try and pull both of them out together by pulling the white piece out, it's not going to come out. So make sure you wedge your pry tool in between the black and this clear piece so it comes out a lot easier for you. Forgot to mention, you're going to want to unplug the eyesight sensor right there, and then you'll be good to go. And then once you get your headliner down, you're going to want to angle it just like this outside of the passenger. The passenger side is going to be better because you got the steering wheel in the way. I do have a very long katana shift knob, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging. So if I can do it with the katana shift knob, you can do it with yours. Once you have the headliner out, you can draw your design. I did a dragon and I spaced out the stars. You can put them together closer if you want. This is 750 stars, 200 of them are shooting stars. So 550 for the dragon, and then the rest of the stars. So depending on how complex your design is and how close the stars you want them together will depend on the star count as well. Now a lot of people use drills to make the holes for the Starlights. I just use a thumbtack. I think it's a lot faster, a lot quicker, And if you just wiggle it around, it'll be enough gap for the light to go through the fiber optic cable. So yeah, depending on what suits you better. If you're a fast driller, I guess you could just do that. But for me, I feel like the thumbtack is just a little bit quicker and more efficient for me. Once you fed all the wiring through the holes, you just gotta hot glue it. Make sure that you get around the base, and then you can always do a pull test to make sure it's firmly secured in there. And then once you are done hot gluing everything, I like to use the nail clippers to clip the Starlights to trim them to the flush part of the headliner. And once you do that, you are pretty much done and ready to put the headliner back in the car. You initially feed the wiring through the holes. Make sure you give yourself plenty of slack so that it doesn't come back out of the hole. And then once you move on to the clipping process here, I'll show you. You just trim at the base of each Starlight, and once you cut it, it should be nice and flush to the headliner, and you won't really feel any ridges or any holes poking out